On today's Adventure with Bill, we're going to be making and installing a trolling motor support plate for a kayak. This modification will work for many different brands of kayaks, but I made it specifically for the Ascend 133X. This kayak comes with a built-in trolling motor mount, but the problem is that the front deck of the kayak is so thin and flimsy that it really flexes whenever you turn the trolling motor on or off, or especially if you bump into something. Many people have complained about this flexing because if it continues to flex, it eventually could break the front deck. So I made this stiffener plate to eliminate the flex. Here you can see the front deck of the kayak with two black mounting plates. The bottom mounting plate comes from the factory. The top mounting plate comes with the motor guide trolling motor that I have, and it's a quick disconnect plate. I added that earlier. Here is a short video to show you just how much the plastic front deck flexes. Here I have removed the front access port, and that's where you get underneath to mount the hardware to hold the mounting plate in place. I took off the quick mounting bracket here, and you can see the 4 holes that I drilled originally to install the quick release bracket. To make the new stiffening plate, or the support plate, I have a sheet of T6 aluminum. That's aircraft grade. It's very sturdy, very rigid. You could use a different type of aluminum or even a steel plate if that's what you have available. I'm using a 4-inch grinder with a cutting blade on it to trim the plate to the right size. Of course, you'll want to have eye and ear protection whenever you're using power tools like this. Here I've marked off a cutout that will be used to clear the bracket for the trolling motor release, and you can see it positioned in place here to clear that bracket. Here's the final shape of the plate tapered. At the front of the plate to the far right, it's going to be mounted solidly to the mounting bracket, so we're not going to get any flex there. The most rigid parts of the hull are near a corner. So at the front, it is near several corners, so that's going to be stiff. But to the left, we're going to mount it near the vertical surface by the access port because that will give us more rigidity. Here's the plate looking from the front of the kayak. One of the questions I had was how am I going to locate the 6 mounting holes at the front so that it matches the holes that are already in place. I came up with the idea of using a paper template. You can see I traced around the front of the original mounting bracket and then simply poked the holes through. And you can see I just transferred the marks from the paper template onto our aluminum support plate. Here the holes are drilled out. They're a little bit oversized just so we have plenty of clearance. And at this point I have drilled the 2 holes on the left side of the plate. These will be drilled down through the hull to where we will attach the plate at the rear of the support bracket. The quick release bracket here is located on the support plate through the original mounting plate, and everything is lined up. Now I've drilled the 2 holes through the hull of the kayak. These are the only 2 additional holes that I needed to drill in the kayak. Just be careful as you're drilling. Make sure that you're not getting near any wires or cables or anything else underneath the top of the hull. This image shows that the top of the hull is actually warped a little. It's drooping down in the center, the red arrows pointing towards the gap between the mounting plate and the hull. But as we mount it all together, we will eliminate that gap. Now the support plate is in place with the screws, the fasteners going through it. Used good stainless steel, 1/4-20, grade 8 for high strength. Here it is viewed from the rear of the kayak and from the front of the kayak. This picture just shows the size of the washers that I used under the plastic hull for the 2 rear screws to spread the weight out so that there's no chance of the screws pulling through if the trolling motor was to hit a stump or something at speed. So now we're looking at the video before I put the support plate on again so you can just see how much flex is in the hull. Here it is with the support plate in place. The first thing to notice is that there is still some movement, but the movement is not flexing in the hull. It's between the quick release bracket and the support plate. What I did to eliminate that temporarily is just to put a screwdriver between that bracket and the support plate. You can see now that it eliminates any flex in the hull, also the movement between the mounting bracket and my support plate. So I hope you can see how easy that was to do. The whole project took me less than 2 hours to make the bracket and install it. Even if you don't have the Ascend 133X, hopefully this will give you an idea of how you can make a support bracket for your kayak trolling motor if you have too much flex. Thanks for watching this Adventures with Bill video. I have several other do-it-yourself videos for kayaks. I encourage you to like and subscribe to this video if it's been helpful to you. For all of my videos, you can find them on my website, www.adventureswithbill.org. Until next time, God bless you. Have a great day.